Hey everybody, let me share just a quick thought with y'all today. Stir it around in your mind, let it soak for a bit. As someone who is open about living over 3 decades with multiple diseases in my body, I live with chronic illness. Medically speaking, let me throw that out there. Medically, I battle Crohn's disease, systemic lupus, SLE, nephritis, severe RA, and MS. That's the genetic makeup of disease that's in my blood work. And it would take way too long to tell you some of the daily battles I struggle with, from inflammation and pain. Not to mention, I was hit by a semi driving my brother's bus one year on tour, and my entire back, just, there's not a disc left. Not even one. All the way down my back. Just crush, bone on bone. So if you've ever been sick, you've ever battled any sickness, even if it's just the flu, pneumonia, whatever, strep throat, the tendency of most humans is we run to our faith in Google instead of our faith in God. I'm here to tell you as a witness, that's the biggest mistake you can ever do. Biggest mistake you can ever make. Sure, there's nothing wrong with research. But what was once actual research 10, 15 years ago, now is manipulated one-side propaganda that many of those liberally owned search engines will not allow you to find natural help, natural healing. And in fact, will even curse it and say, oh, do not use peroxide, it'll eat your flesh. Because that's what Google says. Peroxide? Really, Google? It's water. It's water with one extra molecule of oxygen. Oxygen and water. It's toxic, harmful. Don't use it. Don't put it on your babies. Listen, if you have your faith in God, which I hope you do, because you're going to need it for things that are coming soon. If your faith is in God, then I would first acknowledge He is the great physician. So no matter what illness, what disease, it doesn't matter whether it's cancer, it doesn't matter what you're dealing with today, put God first. Give Him your whole heart, soul, mind, and strength. Don't allow the enemy to set up in your mind. Because I can tell you firsthand, as one who's failed over and over and over again, that when we set up camp, let the enemy start dabbling in our mind, we'll go to those search engines, start looking up the symptoms, and all of a sudden, between WebMD or whatever other sites you land on, you could go from having a mosquito bite to dying in 30 days. That's what the enemy does to people. I've seen it. I've been in the middle of it. Y'all, if I believed even 1/10, 1/100th of what doctors and specialists have told me over 30 years, I'd never walk again, never speak again, never sing again, never be out of a wheelchair, never be out of a hospital bed. I could go on and on and on and on. And here I am, still living an abundant life, a blessed life. Sure, I got struggles every day. But I serve a God who's greater than Google. And I promise you, He's faithful. I promise you, when we start seeking His face, I don't care if you're in the middle of a battle where you need a financial miracle, or if you're in a battle of your life, battling for your health. God has the answer. Seek Him today. Crave His attention, His affection, His intimacy, a connection with Him above all else. And then, instead of sitting in the middle of your nastiness and your depression and your frustration and your anxiety and stress and worry and anxiousness, you can hop on and make encouraging videos for other people, even when horrible things are ahead for you. Even when you're walking through the fire, you can get on social media and tell everybody else about the fourth man in the fire who's going to walk it with you. You can tell everybody else that God's plan is always the best, that God's way is always the best, whether it's health, healing, relationships, marriage, whatever, addiction, whatever you're battling. God's the answer. I promise you. I promise you. And I'm sorry. I want to apologize firsthand for any churches, preachers, or Christians who gave you the wrong idea, who didn't live the example out right in front of you. I've been guilty of it too. And I'm praying every day that God helps me change what Christianity looks like to everybody looking on. Because I just want to be that love and light of God to everybody that crosses my path. I don't want them to feel any judgment, scorn, criticism. That's not my job. It's not any Christian's job. So I'm sorry for anybody that's ever been hurt by church or churchy people. That ain't God. That's humanity. And sometimes humanity sucks. I'm sorry. But God doesn't. He loves you. He cares for you. And He's got a plan for you. He's even got a plan for this fire you're walking through right now. And it's going to shine His light. If you turn it over to Him and you walk with Him, it's going to shine His light greater than ever before. And everybody watching on is going to see the evidence of God in your life. We love y'all. Keep spreading God's love.